Back in my mid-20s, I was a very feral party girl who managed to hold down jobs occasionally. I'd been kicked out of school pre-A levels for bad behaviour, told that I'd amount to pretty much nothing, and I drifted into various music industry admin jobs, but to be honest, I spent most of it in a pub if I could get away with it. So I knew I wasn't using my brain, and other than that, I only really knew three things. One, that I wanted to work for myself. Two, that I wanted to help people. And three, that I wanted to be well known for what I did. I spent a lot of my life assuming there would be this moment where the perfect circumstances for this new thing, whatever it was, to occur would magically line up, where I'd feel confident enough, competent enough, financially secure enough, and then I'd start doing the things I actually wanted to do. So I waited. I had a job as an office manager in the music advertising industry, working for a man an HR professional might choose to describe as a challenging character. Because I'm not an HR professional, I'll call him what he actually was, an arsehole. After his relentless criticism leading to the evaporation of my already fragile self-confidence, I started to mess up more and more and eventually was, of course, inevitably fired. So when my boss fired me, for some reason, when he fired me, he asked me what I really wanted to do with my life. I really remember this. And at the time, I'd been taking these weekend hypnotherapy training courses. So I said I wanted to be a hypnotherapist. And he laughed in my face. He's actually one of many. Life had thrown me a curveball, but not in the way that I first thought. So I was young enough to not be terribly concerned about my financial security, but I was upset and angry about losing my job and resented life for kicking me in the teeth as I saw it then. But life hadn't actually done that at all. What it had done was give me another opportunity, because I was in a job I hated, doing it badly, being picked on, self-doubting my ability, and subconsciously waiting for the inevitable arrival of my P45. I was just waiting to get my ducks in a row, waiting to do it all on my own terms, in my own time. But life then decided to take a turn. For the first time in a long time, if not ever, someone came into my life who truly believed in me. Instead of laughing in my face at the thought of me becoming a hypnotherapist, Dr. Keith Hearn, who I'd been training with, told me to fast track the rest of the course and start immediately. And when I told him I couldn't afford it, he even told me not to worry about that. He said to just do the course and pay me back when you have it. But there's a condition, he said. You have to promise me that when you finish the course, you put an advert in the paper. This has all happened back in the age of like Tyrannosaurus Rex, and you begin immediately. He said, you're a natural and you can do this. I was terrified, of course. When I qualified, I didn't feel ready. I didn't feel like the sort of person who was allowed to do that kind of thing. I was so scared that I wouldn't even use my real name when I advertised. And apart from Dr. Keith Hearn, absolutely everyone in my life told me that it was a really terrible idea. So hypnotherapy was seen as kind of weird back then. And to be brutally frank, I wasn't really the sort of person you would have gone to see with your problems. But I started anyway, because sometimes you just need one person to believe in you. And slowly, despite my expectations to the contrary, it worked. It really flowed. Not because I was confident, I wasn't. Not because I believed in myself, I really didn't. But because starting turns out to be the very thing that creates confidence, not the other way around, as I had previously thought. And I think we massively underestimate how much fear we're willing to tolerate once we stop waiting to feel brave. Most of the good things in my life didn't happen because I was ready. They actually happened because I ran out of excuses. So, if there's something that you keep telling yourself you'll do once everything's sorted and perfect, it probably never will be. Because you don't have to feel fearless, you don't even have to feel sure. You just have to start, slightly scared or even deeply embarrassed and terrified, as I was, and put the shifts in anyway. Today, I lead a thriving therapy and wellbeing practice in the heart of Marylebone with a team of 12. I'm incredibly grateful to Dr. Keith Hearn and to my terrified 26-year-old former self for taking that leap of faith. I learned that if you wait to believe in yourself before you act, you'll be waiting an incredibly long time. You have to do the thing first, and the self-belief over time will absolutely be yours.